Hello and welcome to the very first episode of our podcast, Pseudo Feminism Overshadowed Feminism. I am Vrati from Canonsphere and I'll be your host for today. We are delighted to have advocate Vaishnavi Parate, who is a human rights activist and a National Council member at National Legal Rights Consortium under Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Welcome, ma'am. We are delighted to have you. To begin with the episode, I would like to ask you, what is feminism and why was Betty Friedan called the father of modern feminism?
Actual feminism, it seeks to address and rectify the systematic inequalities and discrimination that women have historically faced in various aspects of life, including trades, economics, and social norms. And feminism aims to challenge and dismantle patriarchal structure and promote gender equality. Betty Friedan is often referred to as the mother of modern feminism rather than the father due to her influential role in the women's movement.
Could you discuss the intersectionality of feminism and how it has evolved to the encompass a broader range of issues beyond gender inequality?
Certainly. Intersectionality is a concept that was introduced in around 1980 or 89 something, has since become a crucial framework within feminist discourse and active this feminism movement. It acknowledges that individuals experience overlapping and interconnected forms of discrimination and oppression based on multiple aspects of their identity, like race, class, gender, sexual orientation, disability, and more. So, intersectional feminism recognizes that these various forms of identity and oppression intersect and cannot be examined in isolation from one another.
Ma'am, I would like to ask the Rosa Parks is often celebrated for her role in civil rights movement, right? So, how did her action relate to feminist principle according to you?
Yeah, actually, very few people knows about Rosa Parks' action because they all know most of her work because of civil rights movements. But it was a closely linked to feminist principle in several ways. Like I have read about her, which Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Alabama, I think, was an act of resistance and stand against racial segregation and discrimination. This act challenged the prevailing gender norms of the time, as women, especially African American women, were often subjected to multiple forms of discrimination based on both of their race and gender. And this Rosa Parks' defiance of the discriminatory bus policies was a direct challenge to the intersection of racial and gender-based oppression. So her role in this civil rights movements also exemplifies feminist principles of leadership and empowerment, and it impacts on various social and political movements.
So, are there any specific significant grassroots feminist movement or organization in certain states that have significant contribution to the national and global feminist discourse? What can we learn from their experiences?
Yes, there are several grassroots feminist movements and also organizations in India. They are working phenomenal and significant contribution to the national and global feminist discourse. Just like remind one, just Seva name, Self-Employed Women's Association in Gujarat, a trade union that organizes women in the informal sector, including domestic workers, street vendors, and agricultural workers.
So, ma'am, are these examples of successful collaboration and partnership between feminists and different states or region? How can such any allies be encouraged and strengthened, according to you? Like, how can such allies and encouraged लोगों को कैसे encourage करें हम इस चीज के लिए?
Actually, there are several examples of successful collaboration and partnership between feminists in different states or regions in India, because अगर एक जगह पर फेमिनिज्म का मतलब ये है तो दूसरी जगह पे भी फेमिनिज्म का मतलब वही रहेगा. इट कैन नॉट डिफर अबाउट स्टेट टू स्टेट और रीजन टू रीजन. So, ऐसे collaborations like I just remembered that National Federation of Indian Women is the leading feminist organization in India that brings together women from different states and regions to aware them and advocate for their rights and gender equality. Through its network of state and district level branches, it established a platform for collaboration and solidarity among feminists across the country. Also, there is a joint advocacy campaigns which works for work against gender-based violence, also abuse and domestic problems of women. So, yeah, there are several organizations which are working on a grassroots level for making them aware, also to confining their rights and to build up their confidence.
मैम ऑल्दो सब जगह चेंज नहीं होता है, स्टिल देयर इज वेरी डिफरेंट मीनिंग फॉर फेमिनिज्म बिटवीन डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स सच एज कम्युनिटी और बैकग्राउंड्स अकॉर्डिंग टू बैकग्राउंड्स, जैसे कि कोई पुअर बैकग्राउंड से या कोई इतने प्रिविलेज बैकग्राउंड से नहीं है या कोई पॉश बैकग्राउंड से, सो दे हैव वेरी डिफरेंट आइडिया ऑफ फेमिनिज्म. व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट इट?
एक्चुअली इट इज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट कि आपने उसको किस नजरिए से देखा. बिकॉज फेमिनिज्म का मेन जो डेफिनेशन है वही कुछ लोगों को पता नहीं होता, एंड जस्ट वो अपने आप को फेमिनिस्ट या फेमिनिज्म का एक मूवमेंट चला रहे हैं. सो इक्वालिटी और फेमिनिज्म विल हैव टू गो हैंड इन हैंड. बिकॉज फेमिनिज्म इज समथिंग कि हम ग्रो कर रहे हैं एक किसी मतलब कोई भी फील्ड हो, जैसे सोशल फील्ड हो, इकोनॉमिकल हो, फाइनेंशियल हो, एजुकेशनल हो, बी इट एनीथिंग. इफ यू आर ग्रोइंग देन यू हैव टू ग्रो इक्वली. इट्स नॉट दैट कि हमें इसके ऊपर पैर रख के चढ़ना है, इसको नीचे दिखा के चढ़ना है. आई एम सुपीरियर, यू आर इन्फीरियर, या यू आर इन्फीरियर, आई एम सुपीरियर. नो, it will not go in that way.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for such a stupendous comprehension. Now we have a small session planned where we give guests on our podcast five alphabet, and they have to say any sentence or word related to the topic of discussion. So, shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
So the first word will be Q.
Quality contribution should be there from both the sides of means male and female to the society.
Very, very well said, ma'am. So the second word will be K.
Keep believing in yourself and your efforts and your hard work.
Okay. So the third word could be ma'am H.
Hold yourself up. Don't demean or demotivate yourself.
Okay, ma'am. That was indeed an insightful and informative session, ma'am. Thank you so much for sparing your time with us today. Canonsphere is grateful for your invaluable presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.